walked away from a conversation and thought, why didn't I just say what I really meant? Or maybe you've stayed silent altogether, not because you didn't care, but because you were afraid of being misunderstood again. Hi, I'm Carole Jean Whittington, and welcome to Beyond Chronic Burnout, the talk show for autistic women and the helping professionals who support them. This week, we're diving into something powerful and deeply healing: shadow work and communication. We'll explore how the parts of ourselves we hide or were taught to hide shape our voice, our self expression, and our ability to be heard and understood. And if you've ever felt like you don't know how to communicate your needs without masking or people pleasing, this episode is for you. By the end of today's conversation, you'll walk away with a deeper understanding of how shadow work can support autistic self-expression, how your Enneagram type may be impacting your communication fears, and real tools to begin unsilencing your voice gently, compassionately, and with power. Let's get started.
Step out of the shadows, feel the power rise, catch the spark inside you, let your spirit fly, beyond the chronic burnout, Carole Jean's your guide, find your steady rhythm, life's joy on the tide, flourish forward, bright and bold, leave the burnout far behind, in this journey hearts unfold.
I want to take you back to a moment when I realized just how much I'd been silencing myself, not just the situational or temporary mutism, but when I was silencing and keeping myself quiet because I either didn't have the words or I was afraid to share what I really thought because I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want to feel hurt or misunderstood. There was a time where it wasn't in a loud argument or an obvious conflict that I really started to notice this. It was in a quiet moment, sitting across from someone I deeply cared about and realizing I was answering their questions with what I thought they wanted to hear instead of what I actually felt. I had spent so long trying to be easy to be around, right? So long reading everyone's emotional temperature and energy that I had completely lost my own voice, not just metaphorically. I had no words. That's when I started exploring shadow work, not the spooky, scary kind, but like the real kind, the kind that asks, what parts of myself have I buried to stay safe? As I began doing this work, this shadow work, I uncovered communication patterns I had developed from trauma, over-explaining, softening my opinions, staying silent when I needed support. This wasn't just about confidence. It was about unmasking. And the more I honored those hidden parts of me, the clearer my voice became. It wasn't louder, it was truer. So, what exactly is shadow work? And why is it so relevant for autistic women? Shadow work is the process of exploring and integrating the parts of ourselves that we've hidden, that we've rejected, or masked away to feel safe, accepted, or less different or othered. For autistic women, that often means the parts of us we've learned to suppress in order to survive in a world that didn't recognize or honor our neurotype. Whether it was the way you stemmed, spoke too directly, asked quote unquote too many questions, or needed space to process emotions. Chances are someone told you those traits were too much, too weird, or just wrong. And so you masked them. You buried them. Over time, those disowned parts become the shadow, not because they're bad, but because we were told they had no place in the light. Shadow work invites us to gently turn toward those parts and ask, what did I have to hide to feel safe? What part of me is still waiting for permission to be heard? Where in my life am I still performing instead of expressing? And here's where communication comes in. When we are disconnected from our shadow, we are also disconnected from our voice. That disconnection from our voice often shows up as people pleasing and over explaining, staying silent in moments that matter to us, emotional shutdown where we're overwhelmed, a fear of conflict that leads to avoidance or self erasure. Sound familiar? And when you add trauma, especially for years of masking, invalidation, and sensory overwhelm, our communication styles can become more about survival than connection. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Each Enneagram type, and remember, we talked about identifying your Enneagram type in our last episode, so go check that out if you missed it. But each Enneagram type has specific communication fears that stem from their core motivations and unmet needs. Let me give you a few examples. In this coming week, I'll have an article with all of these, but type 2s may avoid expressing needs because they fear being seen as needy or unwanted. Type 5s, like me, may retreat and withhold communication, fearing they don't have enough energy or information to engage. Type 9s may silence themselves to avoid conflict, convinced their voice doesn't really matter. Can you see how those unconscious fears shape the way we speak or don't? When we bring compassion to those hidden motivations, we stop trying to fix our communication style and instead start healing it. Check out this week's article publishing this Friday on The Recharge, Reclaiming Your Voice in a Neurotypical World, to go even deeper on each of the 9 Enneagram types and how each one can hold a communication shadow rooted in a specific fear. Now remember, none of this is weakness. It's wisdom. It's your body saying, this doesn't feel safe yet. Through shadow work, we begin to build that safety internally first. So our communication no longer comes from fear, but from truth. We can become more congruent, meaning our internal experience and our external expression start to align. We close that integrity gap that we've talked about here. And that's where healing really begins. Not in being louder, but in being more whole and safe. And don't worry, we're not doing this alone. In this week's Recharge download, I've created a full PDF workbook entitled Journaling Prompts for Shadow Exploration, Unveiling Your Authentic Self. It includes 18 guided prompts across categories like unmet needs, emotional repression, masking, and communication. Perfect for deepening this work in your own way and at your own pace. If you're an autistic woman who's tired of feeling hijacked by your hormones, or you support autistic women who struggle with mood swings, burnout, or chronic conditions like PMDD, MCAS, or POTS, this is for you. We're often told it's just anxiety or that we're too sensitive when hormone changes hit hard. But for autistic women, those changes can feel like the ground shifting beneath us, or worse. And when we don't have a map or language for what's happening, it leads to more shutdown, more burnout, and more isolation. That's why I created Hormone Harmony, a live online event designed to help you understand your hormones through a neurodistinct lens. Whether you're menstruating, navigating perimenopause like me, or dealing with conditions like EDS, POTS, or PMDD, this session gives you practical tools to finally track, predict, and respond to your body with compassion instead of confusion. You'll get a guided body rhythm tracker, insights into hormone supportive nutrition, and options for movement and recovery that actually work with your sensory profile and co occurring conditions. Plus, helping professionals will learn what to look for, what to ask, and how to support without overwhelming. Join me live on May 29th at 1 p.m. Central Time. It's completely free to attend, and there's a VIP upgrade if you'd like to access the replay and an additional live Q&A session with me. Let's move from hormone chaos to hormone harmony together. Click the link in the bio or comments to save your seat, because your cycle doesn't have to feel like a mystery, and your body deserves to feel safe, understood, and supported. Let's begin by preparing the soil. This is our moment to pause, get grounded, and create space for today's insights to take root. Let's connect inward for a moment. If it feels safe to do so and you're not operating equipment, soften your gaze or close your eyes. Bring your attention to the area just above your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. Now ask yourself, what part of me has been longing to be heard? You don't have to have an answer just yet. Just listen. It might be a younger part of you, a protective part, a tired part. Just notice and breathe. This isn't about judgment. It's about compassionate curiosity. Take a moment just to notice what part of me has been longing to be heard. We're going to pause right here and just allow some space for your inner knowing. Begin getting comfortable and to share with you, or at least start the process. If you feel comfortable doing so, place your hand over the place on your body that was speaking to you and is longing to be heard. As you breathe in, send kindness and gratitude to this part of you that has been keeping silent to keep you safe. As you exhale, release the need to continue the silence. Continue to gently inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Sense your body where it comes in contact with the surface beneath you. Feel the support and the steadiness holding you in this moment. Begin to move your body or even stretch as you come back into this present moment with me. Now that we're grounded and open, let's move gently into today's energy in action opportunity. Heart first, with compassionate curiosity. We've made room. Now let's plant the seed. This is your gentle invitation to try something new, one small shift at a time. Here's your energy and action experiment for this week. Identify one communication pattern you'd like to shift. Maybe you notice you over apologize, or you say, I'm sorry before every sentence or after. Maybe you stay quiet when you want to contribute. Perhaps you soften your tone so you won't be too much or misunderstood. Practice bringing awareness to why you do that. What's the fear behind it? Check your Enneagram type and see so that you might get a little more clarity on that. What need might not be getting met? To support this reflection, check out this week's Recharge subscriber bonus. You'll get a shadow exploration journaling workbook that includes prompts to identify your inner critic, perfectionism, or repressed emotions, exercises to explore how masking influences your communication, reflections to help you reconnect with your voice and begin expressing needs with confidence. That's your seed for today. Nourish it with curiosity and let it grow in your own time. And now we water and nourish. These are your reflection prompts to deepen today's insight and support sustainable self-discovery. This week, I've got 2 prompts for you, and there are 16 more waiting for you in the full Shadow Workbook in the Recharge Library. You can use the subscription link in the show notes below. What parts of my voice have I hidden to stay safe? How can I begin to communicate my needs without guilt or apology? And finally, a little bonus here. How does my shadow influence my communication style? There's no rush. Let your reflections unfold with gentleness because your healing deserves time and tenderness. Welcome to Root to Practice, where we take the insights from today's episode and ground them into real-world tools for your work as a helping professional. Let's translate theory into meaningful, neuro-affirming care. Here's how you can bring shadow work into your support practice with autistic clients. Normalize that communication differences and masking are often protective strategies rooted in trauma, not flaws. Use our new Shadow Exploration Workbook as an in-session or homework tool. Guide your client through identifying the inner critic or the saboteur. Use the shadow and communication section to explore masking patterns in relationships. And don't forget, you can hop over to whittingtonwellbeing.com and share that masking styles quiz with your clients and take it for yourself as well. You can also pair this workbook with your client's Enneagram type to identify communication fears and self-silencing patterns unique to their personality and lived experience. And finally, practice shadow reframing by asking, what part of you is trying to protect you by staying silent? What need was being suppressed when you chose not to speak? That's your practice route for today. Take what resonates, adapt it for your style, and keep supporting your clients with care that's grounded, compassionate, and real. Communication is more than words. It's self-trust in action. Whether you're autistic, supporting someone who is, or just learning to speak your truth with clarity and courage, shadow work can be a gentle path towards rediscovering your voice. Unmasking isn't just about what you reveal to the world. It's also about what you're ready to reveal to yourself. Shadow work is a beautiful, layered process. It helps you reconnect with the parts of you that have been hidden, and in doing so, it transforms the way you communicate, advocate, and relate to yourselves and to others. Your affirmation this week: I am unsilencing my authentic voice. I am unsilencing my authentic voice. I'll see you this Saturday for a brand new Things That Really Matter episode with Becca Lori Hector. We're talking all about how to ask for help, why it feels impossible sometimes, and how we can begin to do it safely. And we'll be debunking some big lies that we get told along the way. And don't forget to grab your Shadow Exploration Workbook, plus your Clinician's Companion to Alexithymia, all available now inside the Recharge subscriber library. You can sign up in the link in our show notes below. If you're a subscriber to the Recharge, be sure to check your inbox today. A special Memorial Day offer is waiting just for you. Exclusive access to our mini retreat on demand with a limited time savings code. This is the only place you'll get this offer, so don't miss it. Want to go deeper? This Friday's article is for you. It's called Reclaiming Authenticity in a Neurotypical World: Shadow Work and Autistic Communication. Inside this article, you'll find expanded insight into how the shadow forms through masking, how your communication patterns are shaped by what you hide, clinical strategies to support this process if you're a helping professional. And in our next Wednesday episode, we're taking this even further. On June 11th, I'll be back with a powerful solo episode on unmasking your core values. Here's your sneak peek. Do you ever feel like you're drifting through life, unsure of what truly matters to you? We're diving into the power of unmasking your core values and how living in alignment can reignite clarity, energy, and direction. Until then, take your time with this episode. Grab the journaling prompts, download in the show notes, and know this: you're not too much. You're not broken, and you don't have to silence your truth to belong. Keep unmasking with care, my beautiful, sparkly humans. Before we go, if this episode has been helpful to you, please share it with a friend or colleague. Until next time, be kind to your system and keep unmasking with care as you get into your comfort zone, my friend. Like my t-shirt today says, this is part of my new Living Unmasked product line series, and it says, in my comfort era. So remember, part of unmasking is getting into your comfort zone. I'll see you on Saturday. Take care.
Thanks for being here. It's been quite a ride. Energy mastery, let's turn the tide. Top shelf guests, dropping wisdom bombs. Join us next week, where the energy's strong. Beyond chronic,